Hi, we're back again, and we're now going to go on to lesson 35. Now, there's some unique things that when I learned to play, I just took the chords as I saw them, just by doing this. And then from there, I just added all the harmonies that went with it. Just for instance, like on a C chord. Like an A flat, which we were working with last week, remember? Okay. Now, what if we go the other way? Okay. Now, we know that the A flat here, this is a major seventh, this is a regular seventh, but what's this? It's actually considered a 13th, but in a 13 chord, the way it lines up all together is with 7 different notes. Because you can play an A13 like this, okay? So what else can you do with it? Well, you can go up. Whoops, I'm going goofy here. I got lost because I never learned that. But if I see a 13th, I know that it's always below the 7th chord because it's played 13 above, so it's going to be up here. See? Okay? So, and it's a confusing mess that it's so much easier to learn the simplicity of it because let me just show you the simple facts. We have an A chord, A flat chord, okay? That all harmonizes. Okay, so if we go up now, that's a little discord, see? Now, when you say that a chord has 7 notes to it, like the 13 and the 11th chord. Okay, this would be considered the 11th, actually. And the 13th is another one of those, which is here. See how they kind of go together? Okay, but when you try to play all 7 of them, so what you'll see is you'll see somebody doing this. You would have done that normally anyway, see? Without all the rhetoric of trying to figure out where to put all 7 of those notes when you only have 5 fingers. Okay, so it's best to remember everything within 5. Here we got 3, there's 5. You know, we're playing 5 basically. Then this is going to be the next one. So if you look at it this way, here's your A flat, okay, half, half, half. So you can play the 3 halves down. Now what happens up here? We can play the 3 half steps up. And that's all we got to remember. F sharp, play the 3 halves down. Play the 3 halves up. See? Now let's go to B flat. To the second part of this chord, we have A flat. Let's go to the second part, and it's A minor. B flat minor, excuse me. B flat minor, okay? So if we go 3 below that, but see, we raise this up. And I didn't hear you a minute ago saying, hey, you didn't lift up your finger. Okay, but here we go. We have the B flat minor, which is the second part of that 7 chord progression for A flat. It's like pickle pear and pickle peters or whatever you're doing. Okay, we come down half a step, but say we're only playing. up that. So the B flat is actually not being played. So we actually have another chord. Okay, now we have another chord. Now we have another chord. Now, did you hear that harmony? All kinds of things you can do. Okay, so here we are again. So A flat, go half down, we go half down, go half down, then we go half up on each one of them on the top, which is actually this A flat 6, A flat 7, A flat major 7th, other way around. Major 7th, regular 7th, okay. Now remember way back when we first started, I said you can play all these except for this one note. Okay, we're coming down to that now. You're beginning to see that come back around. And that's because you're learning how I learned, which means that you get into playing all these special highfalutin stuff that most people don't even bother with, and you're doing it from the beginning because you're learning how I learned it, which is by harmonics. I learned what notes go with what notes. So when I got the chords, I realized that these and these went with that. See? Now, if we take the A flat and we augment it, okay, that's an augmented. Now, if we were to augment or plus, in other words, if we were to play this with a D flat and an E, which would be both the C sharp and the E flat sharp, which we could write it that way. But other than that, here it is. So this is part of another chord that harmonizes with A flat, which is part of another chord that is a 13th or an 11th that has 7 notes to it, see? But you don't need to know that. All you need to know is that it sounds good together. So, hey, we're going to play this, man. But if you see it up there, there's a note when you get into actually reading music. You don't have to worry about it because you know where it is already. And you can actually play those other 3 notes with it because they harmonize. Do you follow what I'm saying? So even though it says A flat 11th or it's A flat 13th, you can play the same note if you want to, or you can catch it in between. You can always catch either one of them. Okay? So that's why I say we have a miracle in front of us and we don't even know it's there until we start trying to learn how to play it. Okay. But we have to keep it simple. We just have 3 notes. And then from there we have other little harmonies that just drop in just naturally right around it. So to get a big variety, okay, we're playing both here and there. Now, just up here, for instance, okay, I don't know what I just did. I would have to photograph it and look at it to see what chords I just played. But because I have been up and down this keyboard a few times, I just, without thinking, want to go to a lower and end it. So I want to end whatever I was doing by going to the lower notes and ending it. So I know what notes go with what other notes, and so for some reason I just play them, see? Now, going back to the beginning, let's start all over again. We have A flat as the chord that we're in. So we can also play, lifting this up and go down a half. See? See how I'm making other notes in between. I'm playing the same notes, but I'm hitting this one and hitting this one. I'm hitting this one and hitting this one, see? So it gives you that harmony, high and low. See, all at the same time. Whoops. Now what if we just go to the second part of that chord? What's that going to sound like? Do we know? Let's find out. See what I just did? We got an A, okay. Now I go to a B flat minor. Knowing that I can go, or I can go up. Okay, we go to a B flat, and guess what? You see what I just did? Huh? I hope so. Now, let's go back to A flat again. See, if I took you back to the simple thing of C now, you'd get confused. But we're going to stay on A flat, we're going to stay on it for a couple weeks here. So we got A flat, okay? A flat. We play that, okay? Now, see how I added the up here? That's a third of the half steps down. I'm going to keep it here. See, I just did that automatically, see, because that's the way I'm developing your ears to do the same thing. So by the time you finish this, you'll be able to play all the music you want to without ever reading a note. And you may be able to just hear somebody's music and then play it yourself. If you get that good with your harmonies and playing by ear. If not, then believe me, reading music will become very simple for you. Okay, back to A flat. Now I'm going to go up the 3 half steps. Whoops. Here's the second part, B. What did I get? See, I got to thinking again, see? Here's the B flat minor. Now the next one after B is what? C minor. I'm going to invert it because here's C minor and I'm going to invert it down here. But here's the C, see? So the 3 going down are right here. Got a cramp on my middle finger. In other words, up here, let's look at it this way. Here's your C. Here. Okay, so to play the 3 half steps down is simply this. In other words, getting rid of this, remember? We got rid of the A, we get rid of the B, we got rid of the C. So we have okay. Now remember the B. Remember the A. Remember we can also do that up, going up. The B. Okay, so basically we're just taking the chord as it is presented to us with the root, half steps up, third, and the fifth, okay? We're taking that chord, and we're dropping the root of the chord 3 half notes, one at a time, in rhythm. And then we can go, for instance, we're already on the F here, we can go to the B minor chord, which is the second part. And then look what we can do. See? Look at that. So you're starting to see those 7 notes now. We can go down 3 from the root, and we can go up 3 from the fifth. Okay, that's the easiest way to remember it. 3 half steps up, just playing them as part of a rhythm, and for harmony. Okay, or just playing them all together with the 1 step above. But altogether, we can't do it this way. Doesn't sound good, see? We've got to lift this 6 up and play it this way. We're still holding on to the root in our third. But see, if I start playing root of the third, root of the fifth, this and that, blah, 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 you're going to go bleh, and you're going to have something to read off a piece of a paper. And then you're going to be confused, and by the 6 weeks, when it's finally over, you'll sit down and go, I'm going to do a melody here. And that's just knowing that you can go down on the A-flat chord 3 half steps and up from the fifth, which is the fifth of that chord, 3 half steps. And you can get lucky sometimes and hit it that way. See, it sounds okay there. But if you invert it, you have to get rid of this. See, but up here, getting away from it, and getting a tone harmony that is 8 keys above it, it doesn't sound too bad. If you wanted to end the song, see? So you can remember that, but you're going to automatically do it, see? You'll automatically do those things. Because I'm teaching you to play without reading music, but to play what half step and whole step memories are connected to each other, okay? If I tried to tell you that at the beginning when we started, you'd have probably just clicked off and gone somewhere else and continued your confusion. Anyway.